Bomb definitely got me sick.
Oh, yes, I did.
I know that game.
I got everybody sick, I think.
I know Ryan was texting me. He's like, I'm starting to feel like shit now, and I'm like,
It was like the night
of
of that live stream, right when you got back, and we live streamed, and then I went home and I'm like, I'm sick.
Con crud is incredibly contagious.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I will be wearing a mask on the airplane going forward.
Well, it doesn't help that you slobbered all over my full throttle.
On camera, there
I
is
watched
proof.
you do it.
Yeah, that was bad. I didn't even think about it. I was so
You're
parched.
like, oh, that looks really delicious.
But you know what else is extremely good? Hellblazer 45, which I wasn't in that issue breakdown, and I wanted to talk about that quickly because that issue is one of my all-time favorite comic books that exists. The link is right over there if you haven't seen that video. You guys killed it, and I was excited for you guys to do this video together because I've read that issue so many times. I wanted to see two people talk about this issue and break it down that I haven't seen, and for like some of the first times to read it through, to do it on camera, and it was awesome to see it play out.
It was my favorite of this. I had the most fun reading it.
I would say, yeah. I think every issue so far has been better than the one before it.
My favorite panel of all time in the series and in the Hellblazer run is the Devil removing the cancer from Constantine as he's basically being tortured. And it's such a cool moment in DC history, and it changes the character forever from this moment on. But now we're on issue number 46, the epilogue, the end of Dangerous Habits. Can you believe we're already there?
Really?
Right?
It was quick.
It felt long.
We want to hear your suggestions of further breakdown of comic books you would like to see our podcast do.
Go down to the comments, let us know. But on your way down there, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe buttons on your way down to the comment section.
And don't forget to hit the bell. Before we move any forward, though, we had a comment from last week's video.
From Jean Mio. Love the comment, Aaron, about you wanting your cat to live as long as you do. I've also said the same thing about the unfairness of pets having such short lives. My little girl's 15. Hope your guy lives many more years with you.
Rainbow is such an awesome cat.
Yeah.
If we win the lottery, we should clone him.
Definitely.
That's possible.
Yeah. I think that would benefit the entire team.
All right.
He's the podcast cat.
He is. He
Yeah.
is. He loves the pod. He's a big fan.
Yeah.
He's also a big fan of Hellblazer issue number 46.
Oh.
See how I segued that?
So
That's good to
cringy.
know.
It's going to work. We're
keeping
keeping it in.
Keeping it.
All right. So Hellblazer 46, Constantine just outsmarted 3 leaders of hell.
Speaking for myself, I was a little confused over the course of the events of issue 45 to what was happening, what his plans were, what deals he made, who these 3 demon things even were. And then there's one panel at the very beginning of this issue that clearly just breaks it all down in like 2 sentences.
That was actually my favorite panel of the whole issue. Will you please do us a favor and read it?
I'm the man who finally found a cure for cancer, believe it or not. It's easy. All you do is sell your soul to each of the 3 lost brothers. If you die, they'll go to war over your soul, and hell will fall to pieces on them, right? Clear so far?
It very cut and dry. Explains what just happened, how Constantine beat cancer. And he's not doing well either. Like he's having a mental breakdown, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say this is like the Constantine equivalent of having a panic attack. Like
That's a good way to put it.
the whole plate, like he's in a really bad way. Like worse, I think, or at the equivalent of when he was about to die, like that whole scene where he's like,
Yeah.
like it's
still happening.
yeah,
He's
like
drinking, he's chain smoking, and
he's still living it. Like
yeah,
Taking full advantage of his second chance.
yeah, he's freaking out.
Yeah.
He's not doing well.
Do they have those? Do they have Happy Constantine comics?
Well, here's something that you find out. You know, Constantine outsmarts the 3 rulers of hell. Now that's witty. He's a con man. You think that's cool, right? But here's the thing. He risked all of human civilization, everything, to outsmart them. Because had they gone to war, heaven would have won, and then heaven would enslave all living things. So you really find out just how much, he's not a great guy.
Yeah, I feel like it would ruin the afterlife, just the existence of the afterlife or the experience of the afterlife for everyone.
Sure.
It'd be different. It'd change things. Like he kind of went over that with the snob, that there's turmoil just between heaven and hell. I mean, there always is turmoil between heaven and hell, but like specifically, like it's not all peachy keen in heaven. Like they kind of alluded to that earlier in the series, that it's not.
Yeah. And now we know that there is a war. So it's definitely an all out fight with humanity in the balance. But he's got to leave now because he's got to clean himself out and go kind of just try to feel better.
Yeah, so that he realizes he's being too much of a sad sack.
Yes.
Definitely.
Shit, okay, I can't just sit at home and be upset like I have a second chance at life. Like I need to do something.
Different.
Yeah.
You got to get some grub.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Food.
That's one of my top 5 reasons to live.
Yes.
So-
And cigarettes. Just kidding. Don't smoke.
It's a dangerous habit. But who does he see
I get it.
on his way to the diner?
Well, he runs into Kit, which is Brendan, his old friend's,
Right.
like the love of Brendan's life.
Is that the
basically.
one they found? There was when he was going to Brendan's house, and there was like a picture on the mantle or
Yeah.
something. That's the one they were talking about.
They're all friends together. They would all drink together and party. And she's excited to see Constantine. She didn't know that he was dying.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
She came around because Brendan died, and they kind of touched that. They mentioned that it was really sad. Like she's even after 8 years, she's worked up about it because even though they split, it wasn't a horrible split. It was just the right thing to do at the time. It sounds like. So
He then starts to remember that, oh my God, I've been telling everybody that I'm
gonna die.
Yeah.
And he looks over, and it's kind of like a Seinfeld moment. They're all in this diner, and then people from his life just all show up, just like
Conveniently all in the same spot. Yeah.
yeah, same scene. And who do we see walk in just pissed off?
Chaz.
Yep. Chaz, the friendly cab driver friend.
It's just hilarious because they got into this like really big argument, and he felt so bad when he found out that Constantine was dying. And he had this like letter from Constantine. Constantine gave him money. He's like, "Oh, I'm losing my friend. He's dead. He's gone."
And I never got to say goodbye.
And he's here.
He's fine.
And he's drinking he's drinking tea, and he didn't even say anything to me.
Oops.
What the heck?
Yeah.
They get into this little argument again, but then he realizes that he's got to go in
He
like
thinks about Matt. He's like, oh fuck, I didn't tell Matt that I'm alive.
he's got to go tell his friend, and Matt is like the most important character in this story.
I would agree completely.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah,
Why
I
is
mean
that?
he's the reflection of Constantine. We've mentioned that a couple times. Like he's very clearly symbolism, reflection.
The story I don't think can afford to actually kill Constantine from the cancer, but Matt, he's a little expendable when it comes to this story structure. He's a new character in
Right.
this run.
When we see Constantine realize that he didn't go see Matt immediately after being cured,
Yeah.
we see Constantine act in a way that we haven't seen him act before. What did you notice that was different about this?
Well, I think he acts out emotionally. Usually when he's acting out emotionally, it's in anger. It's not like he's actually worried or like he immediately shows like, oh my God, I have to do this. Like pep in his step, like he's going.
Well, he's angry at himself. While he's
Yeah.
running to the hospital, he's kind of just kicking the shit out of his own, like, I'm so stupid. I'm the piece of shit. I can't believe I abandoned my best friend to die in the hospital all alone. And
Here was a lot of guilt in the beginning about like risking all of humanity, but in this moment you see him like acting like I won't be able to live with myself
Yeah.
if I don't go see
Yeah.
Matt and let him know I'm not dead and see him in like just the last time I can. He may already be dead, but
Yeah.
he makes it. Matt's alive, and they're barely
Well, he
alive.
doesn't make it.
he just,
He doesn't.
He just makes it.
Yeah.
He just makes it in time, but they have a good moment. You know, they talk about Kit, the importance of friendship, the importance of love a little bit.
Yeah. He says what I think the audience is thinking, which is like, there's like definitely an amount of sexual tension between you and Kit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's visible.
yeah. But I think the whole thing is it's like, he's not going to tell Matt or like John Constantine. He's not going to tell Matt, like, that's my, my dead ex best friend's love of his life. So probably inappropriate to smash.
There's a lot of history there, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not supposed to smash the
And,
dead best friend's love of life.
It's important. Life lessons on the Bags and Boards podcast. All right. So he goes and meets Matt, but it's unfortunately only for a short amount of time because in their last meeting, Matt's liver fails. And it is terrible.
Yeah, it's very sudden
It is.
also.
It was very powerful to see in the last issue Satan remove the cancer from Constantine. They go out of the way to talk about how it felt. Page after page of torture, of just the pain of this disease being extracted from him in a way that was done similar to like just the worst horror movie that you can think of. We don't even see really what happens to Matt in this scene. You see parts of blood splatter and you see what was left. so powerful that when Kit walks into the room, she almost throws up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show the aftermath more than anything. Also, he dies kind of the way that he said he'd die, like with blood and shit everywhere,
Yep.
and like the nurses would slip or whatever on it. Like I remember him.
Yeah, it's gonna be gruesome,
It's- yeah.
and I'm gonna be laughing from beyond the
Yeah.
grave kind of attitude. And he did.
Yeah, he died the way he said he was gonna die, and it was gruesome, but we didn't see that. We just saw like the
We
gross.
saw the very beginning of it and the very aftermath of it, but not really a lot of the actual death.
Yeah, cool because it shows John Constantine running out. He can't bear it.
He can't bear it, and this is where the story, as we come to a close, we see the impact of this whole situation that John has found himself in. And this is where we transition to the closing of this series, where John is really portrayed to be a changed man because you see the true effects of this entire situation he just lived through.
Yeah, I think the running theme of guilt and friendship. I mean, those are two like really big themes for
Yes.
this entire series, I would imagine, but like especially this breakout story.
Coming to a conflict right now with the death of Matt and the weight of guilt on his shoulders that's personified by rain pouring down on him.
Right. Yeah, that
Definitely.
panel at the end,
Which
probably
I-
my favorite.
Probably the most important page of this entire series. Would you do us
I will do
a
you
favor and
favor.
read it? Because it's so good.
I stopped walking. It's quite an effort because walking's one of the things I do best. Walking away without a glance over my shoulder at the misery and bloodshed I've left behind me. I didn't kill Matt, but I escaped when I shouldn't have. I cheated. I laughed in the face at the devil when all that other people can do is succumb. The rain washes over me, every drop of it like liquid guilt, drenching me in my own evil. It's not a pleasant burden, but at least I'm used to it, because that's what it is to be me, to be John Constantine.
Whoa.
Yeah, very heavy.
You learn more about him in this series, in this one issue, than you do in the first 40 issues of Hellblazer. Heavy stuff.
Yes, too heavy. Depressing and sad.
We end it. That's pretty much it. After that, I mean, they just have a quick scene of Kit realizing Matt's dead, so she rushes out to find John.
Yeah.
He's in the rain, having his moment, and they have just kind of like a friendship moment, and they finish up talking about with a nice thing about friendship. So we watched our friends grow up together. We saw them as they fell. Some of them fell into heaven. Some of them fell into hell. So
Song lyrics from the Pogues.
That's right. Interesting stuff. And that wraps up Hellblazer. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite stories. It's graphic. It's Vertigo.
Yes.
It's to the point. They take those extra panels to show you just how gruesome something is, to make you really feel something. Garth Ennis is brilliant. He just like came onto the scene here and blew people's minds with this writing. Constantine, it not only insults Lucifer, flips him off, but he like cuts Lucifer's throat and casts him back to hell. This is awesome storytelling. And, for those reasons, one of my favorite stories in comic books of all time. What did you think?
I liked all the running themes in it. Just as someone who really likes dissecting literary stuff, like it was really fun to look at some of the symbolism and the themes. And I love the theme of guilt. I love the theme of friendship, atonement, even in some way, like a
For
little
real.
bit. There were some issues where I felt about them,
Sure.
and then there was others like last issue, not this one, but the last issue. Like I read it, I was on board with everything. Like it all felt really engaging, and so it was definitely a roller coaster for me. I felt like Matt's death though was super predictable.
Sure.
Like I think like the moment they introduced him in the cancer ward, I'm like, okay, they're gonna have a dramatic death scene.
They kind of had
Cancer
to.
ward. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
like
had
maybe back in the 90s when this came out, like that wasn't as tired.
Sure.
So
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, in reflection,
Sure.
yeah.
What'd you think, Ryan?
This was my first Constantine story that I've ever read. I have no exposure to him as a character, but gotta be honest, there were a couple times throughout this run where I'm just like, not really converted. Not a big fan. It hasn't come across in any of the podcasts we've done, but in my own brain, that's how I felt until honestly this issue, this epilogue, I think really kind of ties it all together so nicely. Brings up so many old characters and people like Kit and Chaz and things that were raised in earlier issues of this run, and brings it all together. And I think it closed it out in a very satisfying way.
I'm excited to do more breakdown videos with you and other members of the crew, but we have finished Hellblazer Dangerous Habits.
All done.
It's over.
One more in the bank.
We want to know from you, the audience, which breakdown series would you like to see next? Put your answers in the comment section below. We like hearing from you.
We read the comments. I do.
Oh, all of us.
Voraciously.
We have to.
Yes.
Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe bell. That subscribe bell. That's not even a thing.
The notification bell.
The notification
They should
bell.
all be bells.
Just do everything, you know? We want you
It's
to
easier.
be part of this. It's a community. And as always,
Geek responsibly.
enough
Said. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you shop on eBay, which you should prioritize your LCS first, but if you shop on eBay, you can click the link below, and any purchase you make within the next hour, we don't get any of your information. Instead of eBay getting the full fee, we get half, and you can help support the podcast. That's pretty cool. LCS first. Link below for eBay.